Well, I want to express my strong support for this agreement. It's good to see so many of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle who are supportive. You know, there's certainly a strategic aspect to this, which is something I've been encouraging this administration from the president on down to his team. In terms of trade, where we need to work more closely with our allies so we address some of the really big challenges we have with China. And I think bringing our North American trading partners together with this agreement is going to help that broader strategic aspects. But I want to echo some of what Senator Cardin just mentioned, and I want to appreciate your comments, Mr. Chairman, and the help you provided me and Senator Whitehouse on passing the Save Our Seas 2.0 Act. That's the bill that passed last week in the Senate. That is the most comprehensive ocean debris, ocean pollution legislation ever to pass the Congress. Didn't get a lot of stories on it, but that's true. We checked with CRS last week, and they said, absolutely, you can say that. So we're doing a lot in a bipartisan way on cleaning up our oceans. And importantly, as Senator Cardin just mentioned, there's a whole article on marine debris in this trade agreement. First time ever, any trade agreement that we've ever done. I think that's important for the environment, for the oceans, and importantly, as he indicated, fisheries. Now, I want to talk just briefly, Mr. Chairman, on the fisheries chapter. You know, I like to talk, and I know my colleagues hear from me a lot, but my state, the great state of Alaska, is the superpower of seafood. We, almost 60, actually over 60% of all the seafood harvested in America commercially, sport fishing, subsistence, over 60%, 60, comes from the shores of Alaska. And we export billions of dollars in seafood around the world to markets all over. But here's the thing, prior to this agreement, there had never been a chapter on opening markets overseas to seafood exports from America. So in 2016, as we were debating the Trade Promotion Authority, I recognized that we looked like we were going to have 60 votes in the Senate, so I withheld my vote until I got a commitment from the then Obama administration and some other members, Democrats and Republicans, that TPA, Trade Promotion Authority, that we passed in 2016 would have as a principal negotiating objective for USTR fisheries. And that was agreed to by everybody. It was in TPA. So if you look at this agreement, Mr. Chairman, you have Article 24.17, Marine Wild Capture Fisheries. Article 24.18, Sustainable Fisheries Management. Article 24.19, Conservation of Marine Species. Article 24.20, fisheries subsidies. This is, you know, countries all around the world over-subsidize their fleets, government subsidies. The Koreans, other Asian countries do this all the time to the disadvantage of my fishermen. So now we're going to be able to go after illegal subsidies for foreign fleets that are unfairly trading. Article 24.21, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. IUU fishing is now going to be illegal. Article 24.22, conservation and trade with regard to fisheries. So there's a lot in this agreement on an industry that supports tens of thousands of Alaskans and coastal communities. So this is historic. I'm proud to say the TPA bill in 2016 is what made it happen, and my team and I wrote that provision, bipartisan provision. So for a lot of the reasons Senator Cardin just mentioned, environment, cleaning up the oceans, fisheries for the first time, I think this is a very important agreement, and I'm going to strongly support it, and it's good to see so many of my colleagues, Democrats and Republicans, supporting it as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.